Hello and good day. Today I want to talk about maybe somewhat of an unusual idea that I've been thinking about, and that is fasting really necessary on a carnivore diet? And the reason I say that is that all these fasting studies have not been done while someone is strictly on a carnivore diet. And the benefits that have been received/attained during fasting on other types of diet, maybe due to the fact that the toxins that are normally being taken in on these other diets are no longer being consumed. Therefore, over a period of time, there will be some benefits as there's less toxin going in and more toxin coming out. Whereas my premise is that on a strictly carnivore diet, there's no toxins, hopefully, or limited toxins going in. And the nutrient dense food that you take in on a strictly carnivore diet will just provide benefits. So the more food you take in, the more benefit you get, theoretically. That's my theory. I think there definitely should be a double-blind study done on strictly carnivore eating versus strictly carnivore plus fasting. My suspicion is going strictly carnivore without fasting will actually be better. And I say that maybe because of my own anecdotal experience that happened pretty recently. I was up in Sydney, Australia. I was at the beach. I began body surfing, and it was on a day when there were actually very few strong waves. So I thought it was not going to be a good day for body surfing. But lo and behold, out of nowhere came the perfect double wave. It was one wave behind the other. And I caught that wave and was rapidly accelerated to an incredible speed, where I ended up being projected into some other body part of some human who was in the way of my body surfing. And as you can see here, I ended up with a black eye, which is fortunately gone already, but still remain with this little dent. So I'm sure there was like a small compression fracture that occurred during this episode. So why does this lead me to my assessment that I'm making and how these things related? Well, first of all, I noticed that the healing while on the carnivore diet was pretty quick. Within about 2 weeks, black eyes gone. The other thing that I've noticed, much to my pleasant surprise, is if you feel inside the lesion, I can actually feel the bone is starting to round off and is actually the dent, as you can see, is starting to decrease in size. And I literally have been eating as much meat as possible because I want to accelerate the healing process. And it seems that has aided. And obviously, this is completely a subjective experience, but obviously, from a common sense maybe point of view, it makes sense. The more material you have to heal something, the better. as long as it's not bunging up the system or something like that. But it seems to be working their way. I was pleasantly surprised to notice that the diameter of the indentation is decreasing over time. And it's been pretty quick within a couple of weeks, as I've said. So I do believe the carnivore diet is a great healing diet. And my opinion is that you should actually eat every day until the meat no longer tastes good, meaning I no longer want to have the desire to put any more meat in my mouth. I think that might be the way that carnivores should be eating every day. They should be eating because usually the food tastes amazing good in the beginning, the meat. Then after one or two or three pieces in, you're like, no, this food doesn't taste good. I can't take any more in. That's basically your satiety or satiation mechanism telling you that it's had enough. And that's the most accurate human way I can think of to determine how much I should be eating. Doing fasting protocols to me does not seem like a natural human process. Obviously, in the wild, there were occasions where we couldn't get food and forced into a fasting period. But I think over time, man became more advanced and food was plentiful, to be honest. During the times of the woolly mammoth, one mammoth would eat, I don't know how many hundreds of people for how long a period of time. That's a lot of meat, and there was no shortage of food. So I think satiation was based on satiety, and I believe humans were eating every day until they didn't feel like eating anymore. And now we've come and made this whole process of hunger and how much should I eat a complicated process where it should be very simple. I eat until I no longer want to eat. What a concept. Anyway, I hope this gives some food for thought. One other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was in terms of my oxalate reduction protocol. It was brought to my attention that calcium citrate is produced from mold, which kind of concerned me. There are some synthetic producers of calcium citrate that I've managed to get in touch with. So I'm trying to use that. But just as an additional safety mechanism, I'm actually sterilizing. I came with the idea of to sterilize the calcium citrate before intake. And usually I do that by superheating water above boiling point and then adding it to the calcium citrate before intake. So thought that might be of interest to some of the people who are struggling with the oxalate dumping and oxalate toxicity symptomatology. Hope that helps. That's all for today. Until the next time, keep moving forward and look forward to any comments. Take care. Cheers.